Case of Latasha Daniels today. So, yeah. But before we get started with that, before we actually get started with any of that particular segment, we're going to we're gonna we're gonna talk about these two babies out of Cleveland that was found in a suitcase. Got some updates on that. And so because we got some updates on that, I am going to I'm a talk about that. Hey Nia, welcome in, love. I'm gonna come on screen in a minute. I'm dual streaming on purpose, but stay over here. Don't go nowhere. People that can't find me over here, hopefully they'll come over here. Hey Lee, how are you? So this is great. Lee, can you tell me how the sounds over here? And then Nia, can you tell me how the sounds over here? If y'all give me that, give me some love. Tell me how it sound. Can you hear me? So we have okay, cool. Okay. So we have I want to I'm going to come on screen in a minute. I really wanted to update everybody on the story that we talked about. We did the pop-up on about the two little girls in Cleveland that was found in the suitcase. So I have some updates on that, and I really want to start with those updates. You can get the full experience if you domesticated me. Um, so I want to talk about that. Nia, this her today. This the mother. It is the mother. She is 28 years old. Her name is Aaliyah Henderson, and she had three kids. The oldest was 10. There was an 8-year old, and then there's another one that we don't know the age of yet. But this is the mother. And so, like I was saying, she started having kids probably about 17, 18. And there's a lot of different stories going on about her mental capacity. Apparently both of these kids fathers both of these kids fathers wanted them, from the way I understand it. From the way I understand it, both of these kids fathers, the ones that she welcome in over there, the ones that she transitioned, they wanted them. Yep. Yep. And that's why I kind of wanted to start with this one, even though this one is not the one that we was supposed to be talking about today. But I don't care, because I want to play this for y'all. Yep, I sure do. So how are you today, Nia? How'd your day go? Because we got to do a little waiting. We don't want to start too soon. We got to do a little waiting. Hey Marcus. Hey Perfected. Hey y'all. Um yeah. Man, we're doing true crime. It's True Crime Friday up in here. And I'm multi-streaming, so if it seems a little strange, I'm multi-streaming. I'm multi-streaming. Perfected. I hope everything is good with you. Nice to see you. I always love to see you. Hope everything is well where you dwell. Hey AJ, how are you? Welcome in. Good, because we're gonna talk about, well, tonight what I wanted to talk about is Latasha Daniels and her 20-year sentence. That's what I prepared to talk about. But before I talk about that, because I went live the other day about these two babies that they found in the suitcase um, in Cleveland Park. You heard about that one? I'm showing everything really over there on Domesticated Me. So if you want to go over there, Domesticated Me on my YT, go over to Domesticated Me on my YT because I'm gonna play some videos and everything. I'm gonna catch you up. On Monday, they found two girls in suitcases in Cleveland Park, um, and they were in two different suitcases. They were 10 and 8. They immediately ran a DNA test on them and found out that they were half siblings, right? And the half siblings, but they didn't know anything because they didn't have any reports. They didn't have any reports of these babies being missing, so they didn't really know. But they found that mother in 2 days. The mother stayed right across the street. Yes, Domesticated Me 2.092. It's got some kind of 92 behind it, but whatever. Mm-hmm. Um, and I'll write it in the chat. Oh, okay, you there. Okay. Um, welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Can I get a exclamation point alleged in the chat, please? Can I get an exclamation point alleged in the chat? Okay, so this is her, right? And she's 28-year-old Aaliyah Henderson. She's the mother of these two babies that was found in there. And I'm going to show you her in court right now or in a minute. We're gonna show I'm going to show you her in court. And if you didn't get to see this, then you're going to be like, oh, you're going to stay over there, you said. I thought you said you was coming over here. Let me give it to you so I can tell you what it is. I don't need no one. And so right. It's not working. I wonder why it's not working now. But that's odd. Oh, there you go. Um, and so they arrested her. They raided her house like 2 days later. They ended up finding out the lady, Miss Aaliyah, stay across the street from the park. Like the house she stay in is right across the street from the park. So she had buried these, or someone had buried her children in suitcases in the park. In the park, y'all. And now we're trying to figure it out, right? But this, I'm going to show y'all the news thing right now, and you're going to be like, okay, wow, very interesting. So let me show you real quick, okay? I'm gonna try to show y'all too. And I'm gonna probably play it again because it don't look like nobody in here. And we're gonna have to I'm gonna have to share this live out, y'all. I'm gonna have to share the live out. Okay, perfect. So I'm finna show y'all.
Good morning, Ms. Henderson. And regarding charges against you, charges that you are presumed innocent, on charges that allow for you to have an attorney without cost. And after we hear from the prosecutor, we'll hear from your attorney, okay? Madam Prosecutor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, this is an allegation of murder in two separate charges. It's alleged in this matter that the defendant did cause the death of her two daughters, 8 and 10 years old. The badly decomposed bodies of the two little girls were found in shallow graves in Cleveland in suitcases. Your Honor, the defendant is 28 years old. She scores a 1 and a 1 on the PSA. Has no record noted on the PSA. Your Honor, based on the nature of the allegations and the charges in this case, I would ask for nothing less than a $2 million bond. I would implore the court to consider setting a $2 million bond, cash surety at this point, for the record. Thank you.
Thank you. Madam Public Defender.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Henderson is waiving a preliminary hearing on both cases, and I ask for the most reasonable bond you can give her.
Tell me a little more about her that you know.
Judge, she's been in jail 3 days, and as you've seen the safety assessment, she's looking for a job and she has a place to live, and all of her.
Y'all, I don't want to be funny, y'all, but I'm gonna stop it, right? Because I seen the video, right, before I captured the scene to be able to show on here to y'all, because I kind of like to do some, because I don't really like playing other people's stuff, and this was from the news, but I found a way to capture it without, having their logos and everything everywhere. But so I watched this whole thing. This girl in trouble. If this is gonna be her attorney, I'm like, they just gave her anybody, I think. Like, this has got to be a case where they got to get somebody else, because she didn't even look prepared. She didn't even look like she should have been in court. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of, I don't know. But anyhow, look how she looking, though. And at the end, y'all going to see, she's just going to be like, it's crazy.
Been in this area. Thank you.
Have you seen her PSA?
I have. I just said, yes.
Let's go with it. So, no history of violence. History, 1-1, no history of violence, no convictions, no charges.
What's up, lady?
Given the nature of the allegations, as well as my concern for the safety of the public, we will deal, the bond will be $2 million. Ms. Henderson, work with your attorney, go to your hearings, and fight for your innocence, okay? Good luck. You take care.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And when I was talking about this,
it's $1 million
with you guys
each. I'm sorry. Thanks for the clarification.
$1 million for each. Right. When I first started talking about this, the day that we started talking about this on Monday, y'all, I was like, I couldn't believe it type thing. You know what I'm saying? It was just, to me, one of those things where I really believe we need to get the village back together type stuff. Like, we not on point with the villages, the way we supposed to be running stuff. You feel what I'm saying? Because these babies was missing for at least a week. And that's what I'm saying. She's young. And when you hear some of these different things that they're saying online, allegedly both of the girls' fathers, they got separate fathers, but both of them was trying to get her. One of the fathers is in jail, so I don't know. You can't have nobody, right? But his family was trying to get the 10-year-old, and the 8-year-old. He said that daddy said that I ain't seen my baby since, she ain't let me see my baby since her first day of kindergarten. because I bought her clothes for kindergarten. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. And didn't I say that, Nia? I said it's something. It's got to be something with this. I mean, I even look at her right now, and I'm like, she is literally like, for them to have found her baby. Let's see, that's what make me think like, well, everybody, we might be jumping to conclusions. Maybe it's not her. You know what I'm saying? She could be protecting somebody. Because she seems so like, but I don't know. All of this is alleged, right? But regardless of anything, she got a $2 million bond. I told y'all I was going to come back to y'all and tell y'all what was up before we get into Miss Latasha. Because, whoo, I don't want no 20 years for no broken heart. I'm telling you. So it's going to all come out. The father said that he been fighting CPS. He done had lawyers. They won't help him. None of that for over 5 years. But she been standing in the same place for 2 years, you know, and they were saying she was moving around so that he couldn't find her and all of that. But to me, I guarantee that's probably not 100%, y'all. That can't be 100% because what about CPS? You mean she got to be getting some type of benefits. And if you're trying, then that means that they're going to make sure you got your rights. If you're trying, we're going to get some. But they said in Cleveland, they be dogging the fathers out. So shout out to the fathers in Cleveland, y'all. And if you want to make sure that you have your rights, then follow all the way through. And I'm not saying that these fathers didn't follow all the way through. I'm not bashing the men at all. I'm just saying fight for your rights, you know, and know what they are. Because in most of these states, if you not married in that type of thing, but you made your way to that birth certificate, you got some rights. And that's just that. You got the same custodial rights as the mother. Except for the fact that they get custodial rights because y'all don't, you know, do what y'all need to do to make sure. I'm telling you, my thing would be, look, check this out, y'all. Make sure you get on the birth certificate. And make sure you know it's yours. If that means you got to get a DNA test or something like that. Hey, Mad Church Disease. Or whatever the case may be. I'm dual streaming, y'all. So if y'all see me going back and forth, that's the reason why. Hey, y'all. Hey. And when you do that, if you break up with a girl, start the process right there, gentlemen. This is just me telling you, like, consider when you break up with these women that you start the process right then and there. Just go to court. Just go to court. So if you bout it, go to court. If you're not bout it, don't go to court. But I know single parents. I told y'all the last time we was talking about this. I got a guy who's a single parent, and he got all 6 of his kids. So if you bout it, you don't have to worry about that. You know, and I don't know. They saying it's hard in Cleveland on these men. So once again, shout out to the fathers in Cleveland that's doing it and able to get the courts and CPS to understand when it's time for you to get your kids. But we're going to continue to watch this story closely. But in the meantime, in the between time, we going to get into the reason why we came here. Y'all ready to get into the reason why we came here? If you ready to get into the reason why we came here, let's go. Let me see you say it. Let me see you say it. Okay? Let me see you say it, y'all. So, we are really about to start this series, and I got some ones that I feel like that we could talk about even though they're a little older. And they still are like, wow. You know, when they first came out with that show Snapped, who is into that? Like, who is into that series Snapped? Because most of it all be women, right? Most of them all be women. They be done snapped. Some of them be done snapped because they already had been snapped, but some of them be done snapped, and it be a reason to be done snapped. But we got all of these different stories that surrounding these women that commit these crimes, and it's becoming very interesting, right? It does, right? It's one of those that scare you series, right? But you got transition women. You know, we got to use certain language now. Transition women, and we got for my man, right? These women is going way out. Now, so I took my time, y'all, because y'all know I really be wanting to see if I can provide something really good for you guys that makes a lot of sense. So I'm getting better at that. So y'all got to bear with me, but I set myself up today. So I kind of got everything going, right? I wanted to show y'all a part of what the judge was saying when she was sentencing Miss Latasha Daniels. But I'm going to show y'all that after I take y'all back on the story, just in case y'all don't know about this story. And Latasha Daniels, she was a woman who was having an affair with a pastor. Yep, having an affair with a pastor. And they had been in about a 2-year affair. A 2-year affair. So she done fell in love. She done fell in love. That is why this case is dubbed the "You Broke My Heart" case, because that is the reason why she said she basically had to do it. He broke her heart. He broke her heart. This is a 20-year break your heart, right? But during this time, she explained. If you've seen her, I watched her. I watched her testimony too, and her testimony was kind of gripping. Because some of the things that she had to endure under him was just like, it wasn't pastory. It wasn't pastory at all. What's up, Queen? Welcome in. It wasn't pastory at all, if you get my drift. And so I kept saying, like, remember when we talked about this when she got found guilty a couple of weeks ago? One of the things I had asked was, I wonder what the book was that kind of started this whole thing for him. And it was the Ethical SLUT. That's what started it all. So I looked the book up, and it is a polybook. So the wife did not know that he was running around doing this. She ended up injured in the thing too. Hey Tar. She ended up in the whole incident too. She got pow pow. The wife. And so he was trying to convince Latasha that his wife knew all about this and knew about his lifestyle and how he was trying to live and all of this different stuff. To me, it's a bit concerning the way he did. But the judge did not spare her. The judge did not spare her at all. She drove all the way 2.5 hours away from her home to go to his home, and the judge noted that particular type of stuff. She noted that she had prepared to do some things, even though she had stated on the witness stand that she had suicidal ideations. She had like wrote a whole letter about it. So Hey, you could call me Jazz. Exclamation point SO in the chat. You feel like the new wife. What happened? Hey, Janae. And so I wanted to first of all just say, like, Latasha, she was a licensed social worker. She was a mother. She was like someone trained for trauma, like trained to deal with trauma and things of that nature. Yet she still took it as far as to pull the trigger, like, and what the judge said is it was senseless and it was avoidable. Basically, this is what she says when she gets ready to sentence her. And so, don't we? Aren't you curious about why so many women? Like I said, it's so many shows that you could dedicate just to women on this. Snap, For My Man, the transition women, you know, all of these shows is dedicated to this set of women who have basically snapped. They have snapped, y'all. And I was just updating everybody on the suitcase children earlier. So if you missed that, you might want to watch the replay, and you don't know what's happening with the two babies that was found in the suitcases in Cleveland. We talked about that earlier. You might want to go check that out. So, I don't think that she is anything wrong with her, really, like mentally or anything like that. I think that even what the judge is going to say, you're going to see what the judge says here too, is like, yeah, we believe that possibly, she said, yeah, possibly you might have been depressed or something like that, but depression doesn't cause you to do what you did. You know what I mean? So could you see yourself in a position where you would risk 20 years of your life? 20 years is enough time to have a baby, y'all, and the baby be gone to college. 20 years is long enough to have a career in something. 20 years is some time, y'all. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think? I need to see y'all in the chat. Y'all know I need to see y'all in the chat so I can get that. Y'all know how I am. I couldn't see myself doing that dumb stuff either. It actually, I mean, I'm like what the judge said. And the judge, to me, she gave her some credit for some of the stuff. You know what I'm saying? She gave her credit for some of the stuff. Like, I want to show y'all this right quick, too. I want to show you this. Yeah, I want to show you this too. So I'm going to show y'all this real quick.
My mouth really hard. And I told him that that was hurting. Then he grabbed my hair. I had long hair, and he wrapped my hair around his head and he started yanking it. And when he wasn't thrusting himself in my mouth, he was pulling my hair really hard. And with his other hand, it would just hit me and hit me and hit me. And I was like, it's hurting. And he was like, you better not bite me. You better not bite me. And then after that, we had sex, and it was just rough, and it was hard, and it was just not what I was used to.
It's the pastor.
And then once we finished, something he never ever.
This the pastor, and you could see this is a piece of her little testimony, right? Y'all, if you see the way this lady is acting right now, I find it odd. Because she is now married. You know what I'm saying? Even this, so I would have probably been a juror. If I would have known that she was married or out of that situation, and here it is, this is some years later, you know what I mean? And you still have that type of emotion over this man that did this. She threw her career in life away. She really did. There is no way.
He rolled over and just gave me the cold shoulder, and I was like, "You're not gonna hold me?" And it was like, "No."
She can literally be crying over that part of it. You're not gonna hold me? No. I think the judge made a good decision.
And just went to sleep.
Because the judge could have gave her 15. She'd have been home in 7.
Make you feel?
I felt so.
Let him go and move on. Why would you do that? That's what the judge told her. Look, that's what the judge had told her, Angelo. Like you could have just went on. This is not normal. This is a breakup. You just gone about your business. You ain't got no business snapping. Y'all, this is not no. Come on. Like the judge told her that. I'm going to play it for y'all. The judge was like, you could have got on. Like, why did you do that? This was avoidable.
Yes. I was like, what is always happening to me?
Booyah. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear it? Or am I the only one that heard it? Her question was, why does this always happen to me? She was an unhealed woman when the victim, rest his soul, whatever. I don't judge him. Got caught up with her, and y'all people that be playing these manipulation games though, I'm for real. If you be playing these manipulation games, especially on these women and all this, or men, because there's women out there that do the same thing. So whatever, you playing these manipulation games, you should be careful because people is not playing these games no more. You're inviting yourself to a box. And they gonna go in a box too, but you got a box, they got a box. You got a box, they got a box. Your family crying, they family crying. So, stop playing these games. If you a manipulator, I need you to just stop right now. If that's who you are, I need you to stop. He was controlling. You right. I agree. But at the same time,
my mouth really hard.
Okay, wait a minute, y'all. I don't want to hear that part again. What I wanted to hear is what she just said, y'all. That's what I want y'all to hear again.
Did that affect you emotionally?
Look what she say, y'all.
Yes. I was like, what is always happening to me?
So she took whatever that was back to the relationship that she was in before that. And at the end of the day, let me
anything when you were in that emotional state?
She don't say nothing else right there. But yes, he played you. And look, so I was talking to my cousin, Mad Church Disease, right? And I was telling him, like, I don't care. Like, this is crazy, right? Because, okay, I'm going to let y'all hear what she say. Then we're going to go back. Then I'm going to do my commentary. I'm going to let you hear what she said.
My mouth really hard.
Okay, no.
I told him that was hurting. My mouth really hard. I told him
y'all know
that
I'm not no
YouTuber,
y'all.
Then he grabbed my hair. I had long hair, and he wrapped my hair around his
Okay.
head, and he
We're just
started
gonna let it go.
yanking it. And when he wasn't thrusting himself in my mouth, he was pulling my hair really hard. And with his other hand, it would just hit me and hit me and hit me. And I was like, it's hurting. And he was like, you better not bite me. You better not bite me. And then after that, we had sex, and it was just
Why is it
rough and it
showing
was
y'all?
hard, and it was just not
I don't know
what
why I
I
won't
was
show
used
y'all,
to.
but
And then
y'all can
once
hear it. Y'all
we
see she up there looking
finished,
stupid.
something he never ever does was he rolled over and just gave me the cold shoulder, and I was like, "You're not gonna hold me," and he was like, "No," and just went to sleep.
How did that make you feel?
I felt so used.
But watch how that's why I needed y'all to see it. I needed y'all to see how she was acting. Because there when this piece come up, she kind of her emotions kind of change into more of a like, yeah. We had bourbon, and that's how I ended up hearing about the book, the name of the book, because they were in this bourbon club together, where it cost so much money for them to be in this club, and he had went off and he was part of another club, and it was where they was reading that book. And guess where it was at, y'all? Guess what app they use for their book club? The ethical non-monogamy book club. And according to her, it was two other women in the book club. They was using Marco Polo, y'all. Y'all remember that app, Marco Polo? Y'all remember that app, Marco Polo? The pastor, yes. This is what he was trying to convince her of, that they could be in this relationship, and they dubbed it the ethical non-monogamy. And then the name of the book that he was passing around, and apparently he gave it to his wife. That's what makes me think like, okay, you didn't want to believe it, but you knew. You were a victim too, but you didn't want to believe it, but you knew. Because if my husband came and handed me a book, I don't care what position he was doing, whatever profession he was in, he came and handed me a book named. You came and handed me a book called uh um ethical non-monogamy. You came in and handed me a book called Ethical Non-Monogamy, right? And and I just say whatever. Because if you listen to the wife's testimony, oh, I was gonna play y'all that. That's right. If you listen to the wife's testimony, she says that she had no clue about any of that stuff that he was talking about. Like, no, she don't know, and that's that. I don't know why I was doing that, but let me go find it over here, because something is happening with all the ones I had set up. They're acting like they don't want to do right. So let me go. Um, um,
Spell your name.
and
Spell your name. Spell your name.
and so the pastor, yeah, Jazz, it's the pastor. It's the pastor for me. And whatever this pastor guy is, he tricked her. But I don't see how you trick no licensed social worker who is trained for trauma. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. And you go to church, and that's how y'all met because you go to this church. Come on now. I just find all of that. I get it, but I just find it all kind of kawinky dink, if you ask me. And then the wife get handed a book called The Ethical, and then don't think nothing of it. No. Yes, there is. Yes, there is mad church disease. Yes, there is. Yes, there is mad church disease. It is. It is. It is. It is. It is called that. I looked it up. The people is. Look, you can look. I'm not saying that they should be doing it, but I'm saying that they have come up with something that's called that. And it is part of the poly lifestyle. It's a term that they're using. And that is what's telling me, like for me, um, the wife couldn't, the wife couldn't, it, I mean, my husband couldn't hand me that book. Like I said, I don't care what. Okay, so he talks about it. He talks about it. He has this other thing. He talks about it too. He says that the reason why it is ethical is because all parties know about it. And the reason why it is because you're not in monogamy. It's non-monogamy. I don't make this stuff up. I'm just telling you this is what everybody is saying that this is how it works. Hey Trey, welcome in, love. They say that it got something to do with it's ethical because everybody know. It's non-monogamy because it's not monogamous. That you not monogamous. It's just a made up term, but they're using it. Right, that's what I'm saying. It intellectually, it makes no sense whatsoever. But it is a made up term, and they're using it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like saying booyah. You know what I mean? We made that up, but if I say booyah, you know what I mean, right? And you could tell me it ain't no such word as booyah, but it is a such word as booyah, and you know it is. So booyah, right? Type thing. Y'all. Y'all. Okay, so y'all want to hear a little bit about what the judge said in her sentencing about what she considered or whatever. Let me know because I got it queued up for y'all to watch it. Her son got on the stand and did a very heartfelt goodbye. Like thing, like, I don't want you to go, but I know you gotta go type thing. She's married again too. Well, I'm just saying, man, church, come on. She's married again. And thank you for the likes, thank you for the gifts, thank you for all that. Thank you. She married again, and I was gonna look up the law to find out what does that sentence mean for her, because like I was explaining, here in the state of California, and I know all states don't have this, we get like, when you're in jail, it's like 1 day is 2 days. When you're in jail, 1 day is 2 days. And when you go to prison, unless it's life without type thing, then 1 day is 3 days in prison. So she got 21 years, like 20 years and 11 months or something like that. because because she got found guilty of second degree. Even though this is what I'm saying, y'all, the judge says that too. The judge says, look, I even though you didn't get found of that, to me, you planned this. You know what I mean? Because the judge could have gave her as less as 15. So I was trying to think about what their rules are.
At the trial and the sentencing hearing. And so the evidence at the trial was that the defendant was having an affair with a married pastor. And at the time, the defendant was also married. They had been in a relationship for about 2 years. The defendant and the victim spoke on the day of the murder. The defendant and the victim spoke.
She knows she about to get it thrown at her. You mean to tell me 20 and 30 years isn't that 1 day, 3 days? What you say? Yeah. Yeah. So when you're in the county jail in the state of California, time that you would serve would be every day you get 2 days credit in the court system. When you get to prison, it turns into every 1 day equals 3 days of credit time served. Now, once you're in prison, you can get good time taken by doing stuff. But for the most part, most prisoners are trying to earn that time so that they can get out on what is considered early release, and they get to take parole, which is like their earliest possible release date. So once you get their earliest possible release date, then you can kind of know what they can get based on if they got all their good time. Here's the earliest you can get released. If we consider all your good time, we consider all of that stuff, here's the earliest you can be released. They get him that up front. They know what they know. That's why. But a lot of states go day for day. I just seen the one where in Chicago, they don't have no halftime and stuff like that at all. I say, okay, Chicago, okay, Illinois, you don't play that there. It's none of that. I said, oh. So yeah, but okay, here she go.
On the Confide app, where the victim told the defendant that their time had come to an end, and so after the defendant received that information, she went to a gun store. She purchased a gun in Sherwood, Arkansas.
She say that he broke up with her with one of those disappearing texts, because it's like an app like Snapchat, but it's an adult app like Confidants or something like that. It's a cheat app. That's what it is.
So, from the proof at trial, she's on camera, purchased the gun, giving the sales rep her ID, signing any paperwork that she needs. And then the defendant, when she was in Sherwood, Arkansas, drove to Memphis, which is over 2 hours from Sherwood, Arkansas, 2 hours from Memphis. And so the court finds that,
she knew right then and there that judge was not finna give her a whole bunch of favor. You look on the look on her face, y'all. For real, she looking like, I'm not finna get no favor from this judge. The judge did give her favor though, because she could have got up to 20 according to their statute there. I mean, up to 25 according to their statute. So she gave her 5 years. She found 5 years for her.
Defendant's actions were deliberate, and although she wasn't found guilty of first-degree murder, her actions that she showed, and there was proof from Dr. Bidding that she had major depressive disorder, and also that she had some suicidal ideations. And that was the defense version of what happened. And obviously the jury rejected that. Um, but also, Dr. Bidding said that her conduct was could be even if you have depression, you can still be sequential, intentional, and deliberate in your
Right. Because all the stuff she did was intentional, deliberate, sequential. Like she didn't even have a firearm, y'all. She had to go get one. So there you go there. She didn't have an arm. She had no arm. Not at all. But
actions, and it appeared that way.
let me see. I think it's right here. I'm sorry.
Again, the statistical information shows that 19 years is a typical sentence for a standard range one offender in the court. Would give that some consideration. And looking at the nature and circumstance of the offense, the court is going to give that great weight for a lengthy sentence. Also, the court has to consider enhancement factors. And the first
she knows
factor
she lost.
that the
Y'all see her face, y'all.
raises is that the offense involved one or more victims. And the court finds that that factor does not apply. The fact that another person or persons are present when a crime is committed standing alone is not sufficient.
He got on that 50,000 Clover, $50,000 Clover bracelet, dog. That lawyer, dude. That lawyer got y'all.
Mr. Perry. And the defendant was convicted separately for her conduct for each one of those victims. And so the court finds that that factor is not appropriate in this case. The other factor that the state relies on is the personal injuries inflicted.
Let me move up because I had marked it, but it didn't work.
I think the defense says that they were in this 2-year long relationship, and she had a suicide attempt, and her word response to chaos and devastation with the disappearing text. And it was when he sent that text, she went into an emotional whiplash when he refused to walk her to her car. And at that time she said, "You broke my heart." The court finds that that's not strong provocation because, again, yes, he did not treat her the way that she wanted to be treated. But also, Miss Daniels was in this
willingly in this relationship with this married pastor. And you could tell it's something up with her whole, like there's something going on,
relationship with
maybe it's because she don't got her hair on no more or something, but
at the time, and although he didn't treat her again the way that she wanted to be treated, none of that was justified for
look at her.
Mr. Pierce to be killed. And the thing that made her snap was that he refused to walk her to her car, which is very troubling. And so even though they had been in a 2-year relationship and he had not treated her as she could be treated, the court finds that that's not strong provocation. That's just, I mean, I don't find that that's strong provocation. So the court is going to find that mitigating factor does not apply. Substantial grounds exist tending to excuse or justify.
See, look, y'all. The judge had to do that because you could tell in the judge's voice that she's irritated over all of this stuff because she knows the whole case. And all of it is ridiculous. What she's saying in her head, I'm telling you, this judge saying in her head as a sister, like, girl, why you just didn't walk away? Why you just didn't, like, she want to just really just, she says that in here. That's the part I was trying to show y'all, where she says that if this wasn't worth it, like this was just so senseless. It was totally avoidable. A, you shouldn't have went there, but B, you should have just left. So, okay, so what do y'all, I really want to know what y'all opinion is on this snap thing. Because this is a whole snap, y'all. This is a whole getting, they doing it everywhere. Y'all know about that girl that got on that plane? She jumped all the way on a plane and went and got the new boyfriend, girlfriend. Y'all heard of that one? There's so many of these. This is ridiculous. This is getting ridiculous, y'all. 20 years in prison. But just imagine she was a therapist, y'all. She was the therapist that should have been able to, hey Kevin, that should have been able to hang in there. I'm on True Crime Friday. I'm over on the tube too. That's why I really want y'all all that. But I get it. That's why I'm dual streaming. Um so do y'all really think she was deceived that bad? Yeah, the sister got on the plane and left out the girl house with the girl stuff on. And so that's what I'm saying, Mad Church. Right now is not the time to play with people like this. They is cracking all the way open like an egg. That's what's going on. You can't continue to do this to people and think that it's gonna be okay, whether you a man or a woman. It's not okay to sit back and manipulate people this way. Because people will crack open like an egg, and you in a box and they in a box. Everybody got to get in a box for this. So she got to go sit in a box for 20 years. She got to go sit in a box for 20 years over a planned act. Like she did it deliberately. That's the part. Now, if she would have just cracked open like an egg, I might have been a little bit more on her side. Like if she was manipulated and deceived for sure. But if she already had that thing, and something happened, I might have been a little bit more on her side. You know what I'm saying? I don't promote violence in no kind of way. But I might have been a little bit on her side. But she had to do all that planning. She could have walked away. You could have planned to walk the hell away. You could have planned to find the husband that you got now. You actually got a husband. Like you got you somebody. And what other thing my cousin had pointed out to me, shout out to my cousin who made that thumbnail for me today, Mad Church Disease. If y'all not following him, go follow his channel. She pretty. She really went like, well, she missing a lot of hair right now. I think I don't know what she's probably trying to do, but with her, when she's done up, she was a pretty girl. I was like, yeah, she was. So now they just done put her hey Troy, what's up? Um okay. Well, I guess. But if you're going to put a plan together, put a plan together. If you're going to put a plan together, put a plan together. These plans be piss and poor. These plans be piss and poor. I'm telling you. These plans be piss and poor. She is. She is though. It's something like maybe because look, when you get stressed, things start happening. So whatever they did to her hair, whatever they got going on, that's like maybe that's how they hooked it up in the beauty shop down because she in custody. So maybe, one of the people at the beauty shop down there up in the county jail there did that for her. And just put whatever. Because she was wearing that wig during the trial. And of course, they ain't gonna let you have that down there. Who? Oh yeah, you right. Auntie Maxine. Yeah. Yeah. It was expected but unexpected type thing. Yeah. Oh well, yeah, they got beauty shop and barber shop up in there, so they can just depending on who up in there doing the hair. You know what I mean? But those type of jobs, you got to have a little pull too for to get up in them chairs in them kind of jobs because that's where they make a lot of money up in those positions, the barber and the beautician. So they don't just Big Bertha could have been in there already for 15 years and she's the beauty shop queen. So who knows? I don't know. But that's the way that is. Y'all, that's messed up. Y'all let me go all the way back to the D League. Y'all ain't right over there. So, but so what I really want to do, I got another one that I wanted to talk about next week too, y'all. Y'all know these shows only supposed to be an hour, so because I got my East Coast friends I want to be respectful of because they be having my back. They be in all my stuff. Um, but I just think that the way he did, you know, the pastor, why would you pray on her when you knew she was like that? You know? I don't know. These pastors need some help. And then did y'all hear when they did the sermon for him? If y'all ain't hear that, y'all should go look at that. His pastor, when at his thing, when he got killed that next Sunday, the pastor that was like, it was tragic. And then he say, he said it was some funny stuff that came out of it, but still. I say, oh goodness gracious. The people just is uncouth. I wouldn't have had nothing to say about that man from my pulpit. You hear me? I wouldn't have had nothing to say about the case and nothing to say about the man. Not after I heard all that junk that came behind it. I would have been like, God bless you type thing. But we not going to talk about that from this pulpit. I don't care if he was a member of the family or not. We're not doing it. Mm-mm. No. We're not going to do it. No, we're not. Why? Because I said so. Y'all just have to be mad at me. Y'all just have to be mad at me if I was the pastor. I wouldn't have had nothing to do with it. There's nothing to say. Well, the best thing I could say is y'all, thank y'all for coming and helping me get comfortable on my platform. And there's going to be some more exciting stories. I'm being trained. For real. God bless you. That is it. I don't want to have nothing else to do. I'm not going to disrespect you, but I wouldn't have nothing to do with that. Come on. Like, everybody don't have to stand for the same nonsense. And we all know why churches do that, because it's like a big thing. All churches have their little pockets of societies in it, whether it's Koji or Assemblies of God or whatever, they all got these little pockets. So he had left that church because his mentor sent him to be pastor another church. That's why he moved. So his mentor is probably like, look what I done done type thing. But they all knew he was in that. They all knew he was in it. They probably was in it. So, but I don't know. All of that's allegedly, because I don't know about any of that. And once again, we don't want to shame the victim. The victims, that's just what it is. Hey, Jess. Hey, y'all. I'm staying on over here when I get off, though, y'all. We're going to play some music. And see if we can get me out of the D League that y'all put me in. They put me in the D League over there, y'all. I'm in the D League over there. Y'all put me all the way back in the D League. How did that happen? I ain't even been paying attention, but how did I get all the way back to the D League? I was in the C League, the high C's. Y'all ain't right. But guess what, everybody? I'm being trained and I'm getting better. So thank you for kicking it with me, holding there with me, helping me to make sure that this show is going to be a blast. And if you haven't already done so, go ahead and hit the dag on like button on the way out. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel now. And if you are catching the replay, come see Nay the next time. Okay? All right. Okay. All right.